Whistleblowing heart consultant who sounded the alarm about poor care and patient deaths at his own hospital 13 years ago has finally won his case at a tribunal which concluded he was unfairly dismissed. Which raises the question, does whistleblowing come at a cost? Dr. Stephen Balsim was at Bristol Royal Infirmary when he became concerned that operations were taking longer than they should and that too many children were dying. The 1995 scandal led to governance reforms in the health service. NHS campaigner Julie Bailey fought to expose serious failings at Mid Staffordshire Hospital after her mother Bella died. An investigation revealed that poor care could have led to the deaths of hundreds of patients as a result of maltreatment and neglect. Julie was awarded a CBE in January. Dr. Mattu worked at Walsgrave Hospital in Coventry, where he says he saw dangerous post-op care and voiced his concerns publicly. 5 months later, he was suspended for 5 years for bullying, charges that were later disproved. The cardiologist returned to work in 2007, but in 2010 went on sick leave due to stress, and that same year he was sacked. Last week, an employment tribunal found Dr. Mattu was unfairly dismissed and should receive compensation. As you can see, Dr. Mattu and his wife, Sangeeta, join us now. Thank you very much indeed for being with us. Can you just clear up one thing for me, first of all, Dr. Mattu, and that is that, you were a whistleblower, but the health authority for which you work say that the whistleblowing was in no way connected with your dismissal, yet your lawyer is saying that the fact that you were a whistleblower was intrinsically linked to your dismissal. I can't reconcile the two statements.
The statement by the Trust, unfortunately, is, as typical of my experiences, untrue. The judgment is clear, it's in black and white. First of all, the Trust had for a long time, until shortly before the ET, denied I was even a whistleblower. It's actually confirmed undeniably that I am a whistleblower, and not only that, that I definitely suffered detriments as a direct result of being a whistleblower. Allegations were made about you as a consequence of you being a whistleblower, is your case? Absolutely. Well, they went further. The actual ruling it leaves no doubt. It says that although the reasons given for my dismissal are not quoted as being directly related to whistleblowing, they said that the disciplinary process that the Trust relied upon to dismiss me, and therefore the allegations, the words they used were inextricably linked to my whistleblowing. You've had 13 years living with this problem. He's been in and out of work. You've been, I think, depressed by this and upset, obviously upset. How's it been for you? It's been absolutely devastating. Over the last 13 years, we've effectively lost the prime years of our life. And during that time, Raj has been admitted to hospital on several occasions, and those were probably the most lowest points in our lives. And then we've also made we were forced to make a very difficult decision of not planning a family because of the stress and the consistent pressure that was on us over the last 13 years. So yeah, it's been a really difficult time.
It's dreadful. And Raj, just go back to that year, 13 years ago, when you were an active, very prominent heart consultant at this hospital in Coventry. What was it that sparked your true concern, which then led to this 13-year nightmare that you've been through? Well, I had actually I'm originally from Coventry. And I was working in London at some of our major centres, and my career was doing very well. I was developing an international reputation and, in fact, made some very important research discoveries. And I was asked to come back to my hometown to try and help set up Warwick University's medical school, which had been twice rejected, and then to also help convert the hospital to a university hospital. What struck me most was that the senior management didn't share what I had experienced at other hospitals, that is that patient safety and well-being must be a primary priority for all those concerned, and it wasn't in... And they were putting 5 patients in bays that were meant for 4 and therefore
Absolutely. After I'd witnessed them putting patients at risk and patients dying, I actually witnessed patients dying, which I know at the other hospitals I'd worked at wouldn't have died. And just briefly, I'm going to say, where are you now? What's the future for you now, the two of you, Sangeeta? Well, that's really, it's a difficult time still because we still haven't absorbed the judgment, and also over the next few weeks we'll see the impact of the judgment. So
I think what saddens me is that from what I've read, the Trust still wants to appeal the decision.
Yeah. And in a word, Raj, knowing everything you know now, going back, would you still whistleblow?
I wouldn't recommend, at the present moment, with the current state of affairs in the NHS, to encourage anybody to whistleblow.
OK, well, that's your point of view. I have to tell you that we have contacted the Trust and their response to the tribunal decision. Coventry and Warwickshire NHS Trust say, as a Trust, we will continue to support all our staff to raise issues of concern in our effort to provide continuous improvement in our services to patients. Members of the public have rightly expressed concern over the time it has taken to resolve this case, and it's a matter of regret to the Trust that it could not have been resolved sooner. Thank you both very much indeed for coming, and thank you to the Trust for your statement as well. Still to come.